Welcome everybody, Red Arrow 23 here. We got another edition for the playbook today. This is going to be Dioxin. Let's boom this beach! So we got BVS or Baron von Steff. We're going to be heading up Dioxin. And so let's go and have a look, see what we're dealing with. Firstly, as we're looking at the setup, there's usually some shock launchers in this vicinity. These four can be rocket launchers, and these four are normally shock launchers. The top are all reasonably likely to be the mortars, so this is looking like a little bit non-standard. These rocket launchers aren't usually here, but it's okay. Sometimes the beach is hot. There could be a rocket launcher sort of around here somewhere. Just means you're going to have to add a couple more smokes. You might even take a slightly different path just to minimize those smokes, but we'll talk about that in a minute on the path. So let's have a look. What are we going to do first? First things first, we want to be clearing some mines, and this is going to be very important on how much GBE we're spending on clearing these mines, because it's a little bit of a, it's not necessarily a high GBE hit, but if you need to make sure that you have the GBE for the hit. So first of all, we got a barrage. You want to center that sort of on that sniper tower. It's going to be clearing a bunch of mines around your finishing spot. If you are lucky, you'll be able to clear these two mines here. I believe they are level 20 at this stage. So you can clip one, but you obviously don't want to clip both. So you can kind of assume that you're going to have to use another artillery to clear out that mine. But sometimes you do get lucky, like I said, and your barrage will take out all the mines around that sniper tower or cannon, as it usually is. And also the mine on the right. You can drop some Zukas usually on the right hand side. Obviously check the defenses around, but you can usually get away with collecting a bunch of cells before you even start, and then you just flare directly down. If there are any splash damage like rocket launchers or anything around here, you might need to flare down onto the beach first, but here we're pretty safe just flaring straight across the beach just short of the corner, but you can just flare the corner as well. And then this is where we're going to be starting. So if the beach was hot, you could optionally look from going around about here directly up to our next flare point, but usually it's a lot better to go further to the left. This rocket launcher isn't really usually here, but it is for this hit. That's fine. And we're going to be doing one smoke. You'd usually be able to leave that one out, but that's all good. And then this flare point is sort of our important part. So the flare point is usually between these two defenses here, the boom cannon, which I can't click for some reason because of that flare, the boom cannon and the machine gun. It can be like one cell further down. It's not going to be a big deal. Some people do like to do the flare below these two boom cannons, and if you do that, I suggest, if you imagine each defense is 3x3 cells. If you move around your defenses on your home base, you'll be able to see the 3x3. So if you imagine the gap below the boom cannons is enough for one defense, it's the top cell that's available. You obviously don't want to hit the boom cannons themselves, but you can hit that top one, and then you can, if you time the next flare really well, then it'll work out fine for you. But I prefer this flare. They seem to split less to the left of this machine gun. If they split to the left, it's going to be a lot harder for you to smoke on the way up. And they usually get picked off at some point along the way. So I prefer this flare right in between those two defenses. And then, so you're going to throw your next smoke. So you throw your flare, you're going to carry on your smokes as you go. You are going to have dropped your hero just after that flare. So you flare, drop the hero and your smokes on your way up. You pre-throw that next smoke, and then you're going to be looking to throw this next flare. So here goes the flare, boom. And then you're obviously going to be throwing your next smoke. But let's have a look at this flare point. It's going to be, from the sniper tower, it's going to be about 1 o'clock core orientation or screen orientation. Just at that 1 o'clock. You can go above it, but it definitely works better if you do that cell just to the right. So here we go. You can see that they're all going to walk really nicely in one beautiful straight line. You can see that there's two mines that we're going to hit here. You don't have to worry about this left one. We'll see the path soon. But these two mines are both level 20. We used to clear them, but now that we've got hero, you can clear them if you're going AZ only, if you are worried about the hero getting too far ahead. But with that, dropping that hero at the beginning, she's going to get enough distance between her and the Zookas to clear that mine herself. If you are running AZ, just clear one of these mines, only one, and then you will be able to tank the other one if you've got max Zookas, and then you just carry on the hit. So here we go. This time we're going to be able to see that Brick, we're going to be using battle orders. Brick is able to, before we continue, you can see that this level mine is level 22 and the one below it was level 20. So definitely clear the level 22 mine. Just clear whichever mine is the higher level, I guess. But if there's a level 22, you need to clear it. You can't tank that one unless you've got true health. So there we go. Brick's going to take both like a champ, and then we're just going to have a double smoke at the end, throwing the furthest one first because it takes longer to get there, and then the Zookas are going to start catching up. The thing with using Brick is that we're now going to have less time. The Zookas aren't going to be in place by the time the smoke's sort of winding down. So now we're going to have to, let's slow it down. So we had to flare before the Zookas, like just before the Zookas had fully arrived, just because of the hero timing on the walk. And then our first shock is going to be probably the trickiest shock, and it's right on the contrast where the bright green goes to slightly darker green in that middle pane of the power core. And that's going to shock all 4 of these mortars, and you definitely should check, definitely try out that one, definitely give it a go in your home base, make sure you practice it, but it's great shock to hit. So there's one shock up there, and then obviously we've got some more shocks that we need to throw. This rocket launcher is in range, these 2 are in range, and there's usually some shock launchers around here. So it's usually mortars, a shock in here, a shock in here, and sometimes a shock in here as well. And then we're just going to be hitting the core with battle orders, which is nice. And we're just going to be smashing the core. The flamethrower got a couple on the fringe. We're not too worried about that. This machine gun's going to be out of range. And look at this. Look at this pro dropping the critters to extend. And the core goes down. So nice work, BVS. Let's have one more look at it. And we'll just quickly talk our way through it. We'll try and keep it at 1 speed all the way through this time. So first things first, we need to clear those mines all around the sniper tower. Got a little bit unlucky with the barrage, and we're going to have to throw another artillery. So there it goes, and then we've got 2 mines here, level 22 and a 20, and we're going to let Brick take them. We can collect some GBE on the right hand side, which is great. And this is just going to help us out with clearing all those mines, especially as the first hitter. Don't feel guilty about grabbing some extra GBE, because the second hitters aren't going to have to clear mines. Here you go. Obviously, if you don't solo it, they won't have to go at all. So here we go, in from that left position, and we're going to flare up and then drop the hero pretty soon after. Smoke. If there are only single shot defenses in and around, then you can gap the smoke a little bit. And then we're throwing that next smoke before throwing that flare at 1 o'clock of the defense that's just to the left of the core. And then we can get our smokes nice and spaced. Make sure that we're smoking ahead of Brick so that she is covered, but not so early that we're revealing our Zookas out of the back. We don't want Brick to appear out the front, because we'll lose our delay and it will cost us a lot of damage. And there we go, we're up into the spot. You see the smokes timer's nearly running out, and we flare directly onto the core. 4 shocks in this case, but definitely that mortar shock is going to be awesome. And then we're just hammering the core. Get the critters out if we can extend our lives a little bit. That's always nice. The mortar's going to take a few at a time, and boom, down goes the core. So that's the Diox, pretty standard path these days that I see out there. Great to have Brick there to tank some of those mines. If you do get lucky, you might be able to get away with 1 barrage for cleaning mines and then just use Brick. So So yeah, great introduction with the heroes in this attack. Remember, you can do the exact same path without brick. You'll just have to clear one extra mine. Just make sure you know that you can tank a level 21 and below mine with Max Zuka's no troop health, but you can't tank a 22. So make sure you clear all those right mines, you get up there, you don't lose the delay, and you flare on the core. Don't forget to flare on the core, and get all your shocks out and you'll be good to go. So there's the Diox path today. Let me know if you guys do it any differently, what you think could be better, and give us a thumbs up if you like the video, thumbs down if you didn't, and subscribe for more Boom Beach.